Narrative can be used to tell biographical stories and explore real-life relationships. Art Spiegelman made his stories all about his personal history. This video will look at his red thread. A narrative thread connects all his works and runs through the themes he explores. There is only one giant thread that connects all his work. In some way, they are all autobiographical. Spiegelman used his comics and graphic novels to tell very personal and intimate stories, expressing his feelings and analyzing his view on what those events meant for him, or how his relations changed through those events. His most famous work, for which he won a Pulitzer Prize, is Maus. The story is about Spiegelman's father and how he lived through the invasion of Poland by the Nazi regime and his experience in the concentration camp of Auschwitz. The story is set as an interview, Art Spiegelman talking to his father, Wladek Spiegelman, and recording these talks. We see both the past and the present, the relationship between father and son, how Wladek's experience shaped him as a father, how the suicide of Anya, Wladek's wife and Art mother, affected their relationship. The story is so powerful for the personal view of the Holocaust and Spiegelman's honesty regarding his deteriorated intimate relation to his father, making the entire story human, hitting the reader with raw and powerful emotions. In Breakdowns, Portrait of the Artist as a Young Shit, a collection of short stories, he again describes the relations with his parents and how his education made him uneasy with people and have problems. He also describes his feelings about his mother's suicide and the writer's first reaction to the prototype of Maus. What always hit the reader is the honesty of his writing, putting his heart on the page, hoping that the reader went through the same things and might empathize with him. Spiegelman lives in New York and witnessed the fall of the two towers. In The Shadow of No Tower, he describes his feelings and reaction to the tragedy and how it affected his sense of security and family. He also told the aftermath of the event for his city. He balances political views of how the USA government used the disaster for their plans, and his teenage daughter's personal experience, who had started school directly below the towers days earlier. Spiegelman wrote a couple of children's books, Open Me, I'm a Dog and Jack in the Box, to counterbalance these heavy subjects and take a break from narrating his life. They are friendly and simple stories, which were thought for children with no emotional or biographical content. Simply little excellent stories. As a personal opinion, Art Spiegelman changed how the broader audience perceives the world of comics. He made it so that people could see them as a media that could speak about serious subjects, history and personal recollection of historical tragedies. As I mentioned, he won the Pulitzer Prize, an award for achievements in newspaper, magazine, online, journalism, literature and musical composition within the United States for Maus. It's a literary work that everyone should read at least once, so we are all aware of the past. I'll put a link to a couple of his comics in the description. I hope you check them out. Onward to the next author.